This my two Satoshis. This my two Satoshis. Who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis? Yeah, this my two Satoshis. It takes niggas weeks. Oh yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is Friday. I gotta give a shout out to my man, Voice Crypto, for the song request. Lupe Fiasco, Steve Jobs, SLR3. Never heard this one, Voice Crypto. Thanks for the song request though. I'm a fan of Lupe Fiasco. I couldn't listen to a whole record, like a whole album of Lupe. Couldn't do that, but he's got a couple of classics for sure. Kick, Kick, Push. I know many of you remember that one. But thanks for the song request, bro, and hope everyone out there is doing well. Welcome to another episode. Today we are looking at Binance, man. I'm telling you guys, Binance, CZ over there must have done something horrific to the powers that be. They are definitely out for blood for this guy and his company. Binance to suspend all derivatives and futures products in the EU. And you guys might remember and recall me doing a video a few weeks ago about Binance's key payment partner cutting ties with them in the EU. And on top of that, remember the Australian government is looking to lock down on them as well. So they've been getting hit from all sides. United States, EU, Great Britain. I mean, it's just insane. So we're going to look at this new article. I'm going to give you my two Satoshis on what the hell is going on with Binance. Malaysia given 14 days notice to shut down operations with Binance as well. So this is out of Malaysia. I mean, I don't know what is going on here, but something fishy is definitely happening, and we'll take a look at this here in a second. So that's the Binance news for today. A total onslaught against that exchange. Next, Microstrategy reveals nearly $690 million in impermanent losses on Bitcoin holdings. I told you guys, live by the crypto, you die by the crypto, especially a company that isn't even crypto related. That's my issue with them. We know the risks that we're taking, and companies that are in blockchain or in crypto, they know the risks they're taking. But when you have a company whose core business has nothing to do with cryptos, yet they're leveraging, borrowing money to buy Bitcoin, it just doesn't look, it's not going to end well because of the volatility. Well, we'll see if it doesn't end well. If they have enough stomach to hold through these downturns, because that's what cryptos do. They have very, very steep drawdowns. If they're able to stay through it, then yes, it will pan out. They won't have a problem. Bitcoin will be at 100,000. They'll look like a genius. But I don't know if these types of moves that MicroStrategy has made, where they've levered up money to purchase Bitcoin, if there's going to be some type of margin call on that. So we'll take a look at this one. $690 million in losses. I mean, you take about a month and a half ago, there was an article I talked about where they were saying and bragging about how much money they had in Bitcoin, $4 billion in Bitcoin after its latest private offering. Private offering mean they've basically raised debt. They went out to borrow money to purchase more Bitcoin. Something I highly, highly suggest against from a personal finance perspective, and even more importantly, from a corporate perspective. You should not be leveraging money and borrowing to buy something like Bitcoin, in my opinion. Just my opinion. Lastly, we've got the U.S. senators here proposing a crypto tax to finance infrastructure plan. Yeah, okay. Like, you couldn't find other ways and other things to cut back on, let's say like military budget. No, actually they just went around and they're looking to increase the military budget because they say China is just an ultimate threat and we need more money to fund the military. Not saying that China isn't a threat, but come on guys. Really? A crypto tax to fund your infrastructure plan? That's just an excuse, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for the onslaught. Get ready for the battle. The battle is on the blockchain, and you guys better be ready and prepared. All three articles coming up on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. Let's take a look at the technicals right now for Bitcoin. As you guys see, I drew a trend line, an upward trend line that basically started at the bottom of that channel, right below the channel, where we were basically saved by the bulls right here. All right, we didn't breach this area, and we saw ourselves make a move back higher off of some news that, you know, the market needed a reason to head higher, and that was it, right? So we're heading higher, but now, as you guys can see, critical area for us on this trend line upward. If we can't hold this, then we're going to break back down and head back to $34,000 Bitcoin, at which point I think the trend heads lower. But if we can hold this trend line here, which is so far so good, we are holding it. We hold this trend line, we will head higher to test the $43,000 Bitcoin. So put some markers in, some alerts in at $38,000 Bitcoin, because if that breaches that, you know that the trend line was broken and you need to possibly, if you're an active trader, reposition yourself. If it doesn't break, then you're Gucci. You can keep your position and hold up until this top end of the channel and maybe take some off the table to see what happens from there if the bears take back over and slam us back down to keep us in this channel for even more time. We've been in this channel since May of this year, which is a decent amount of time. But that's all I have for the technicals today. And the heat map kind of mixed today. Bitcoin is down slightly at this moment. 1.3% is trading at $39,000, 159 bucks. Ethereum is up though, almost 1%. It's at 2,344 bucks. Doge is down, it's trading at 20 cents. Litecoin is down. EOS is down. Link is up, however, pretty big today, trading at $20.97. Not sure what's going on there. DOT is down. Binance is up. Neo is up pretty big as well today. But it's kind of a mixed day for the cryptos. The major Bitcoin one and altcoins mixed up right now. So we'll just keep an eye on that and see what happens over the weekend. But yes, Binance to suspend all derivatives and futures products in the EU. Again, this happens a few weeks ago as their main payment provider cut ties with them in the EU. So the latest move by Binance to suspend its derivatives and futures trading services comes as one in many moves the trading platform is exploring to come to peace with authorities around the world. So Binance, the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange by trading volume, announced this plan to wind down all futures and derivatives products offerings in the EU amid the growing regulatory clampdown from authorities. As announced by the platform, the move will be kickstarted by blocking new futures and derivatives products accounts in Germany, Italy, and the Netherlands. So as you guys know, Binance has been hit hard by the US, Canada, Hong Kong, and other nations in the EU. While many watchdogs, including the United Kingdom's Financial Conduct Authority, have banned some Binance activities, others have placed the exchange on a critical watch list. The move to stop futures and derivatives trading is one of the strings of efforts the exchange has employed to appease regulators, it seems like. And so users from these countries will only have 90 days to close their positions. So, you know, in my opinion, there's something more going on behind the scenes with Binance and these regulators. I don't know what it is. You guys let me know what your theories are on this situation. I think they pretty much crossed the wrong person, didn't pay to play, right? They didn't pay the right person, and now they're reaping the consequences from those actions. And can they turn it around? Maybe, but it's going to hurt them greatly in their business and revenue, their bottom line. So we'll see what happens, but this just shows you, you know, how centralized exchanges are really at the whim of any and every governmental agency. This is why we have to focus on, you know, not appeasing these regulators, but creating and leveraging blockchain to create decentralized exchanges, organizations, everything. That is the power of the blockchain. So why not utilize that? That's what we have to do as a crypto community. We can't try to appease and pay to play with these regulators. It's a losing game if we go that route. So we'll have to see what happens with Binance, but they are getting hit hard from all over the place. Malaysia, another one, 14 days notice to shut down operations altogether. I mean, we see what's happening. There is an attack on Binance, the biggest crypto exchange by volume. There is an attack. Believe me, don't think for 1 minute that number 2 crypto exchange won't be next. This is what we have to just be aware of and be prepared for. And this is why I tell you guys to get your coins off of these exchanges. Only have them there when you need to trade and nothing else. Next article is out of CoinGate, and it is about MicroStrategy revealing their nearly $690 million impermanent loss on Bitcoin holdings. So because they are a publicly traded company, guys, they have to expose and report these types of losses. Unlike private companies, the business intelligence organization MicroStrategy has shared its second quarter financial results for 2021 that revealed impermanent losses of $689 million from its Bitcoin holdings. The Fortune 500 company holds $2.05 billion worth of Bitcoin, bought at an average price of $19,000. So they're still in the green, but this report of the $689 million is really from Microstrategy buying at prices above where we are right now in the second quarter of 2021, which was way higher than this current price. And that's what I mean. Like, when you dollar cost average, if you're buying at a higher price, it's going to bring that average price up. This is the game you have to always play with Bitcoin. It's the greatest fool theory. It suffers from that. Bitcoin does. You need more people to buy at a higher price to keep perpetuating the price up. And it will. Listen, I think that more people will be buying Bitcoin at a higher and higher price. I'm just saying at some point that has to slow down. At some point it won't be as great. But yeah, this is where we are with MicroStrategy. They're using a non-GAAP digital asset cost basis. And it's interesting because this may reveal that they've sold some Bitcoin, if you think about it, because there was an article that I did a couple of months ago that showed that they hold more than 4 billion in Bitcoin. I think they may have sold half of their Bitcoin holdings. It looks to be that case because in their latest financial report, they say they only have 2.05 billion. So you got to read between the lines there, ladies and gentlemen. And that is definitely something that I didn't catch initially. Lastly, we've got senators in the United States proposing a crypto tax to finance infrastructure plans. Bipartisan infrastructure deal is slated for review in the United States Senate, with measures on cryptocurrency taxation aimed at augmenting the $550 billion investment into transport and power infrastructure. What they're proposing here is stricter implementation of regulatory frameworks for cryptocurrencies and digital assets, with the provisions defined within the deal. An additional $28 billion will be collected directly from cryptocurrency exchanges transactions based on year-on-year projections. Wow. And so, of course, this is what they do. They hastily add these things to the deal at the last minute, following heated disagreements between Republicans and Democrats on the subject of spending categories. Crypto associations based in the United States reacted negatively to the proposed measure, with concerns that the measure would force U.S. crypto companies to operate elsewhere given the new restrictions. And they surely will. The United States, we're so antiquated in how we deal with new technologies and implementing new technologies. We're always late to the game. Okay, I'm glad that we're looking to do some infrastructural improvements here, because our infrastructure is horrible. You know, our roads are horrible. Wireless infrastructure is horrible. So it's great that they're doing that, but then they're taking 5 steps backwards by trying to tax a new burgeoning industry. It just doesn't make any sense. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments below. But that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Make sure you let me know how you feel about all 3 of these articles. And I have to give another shout out to my man Voice Crypto for the song request today. Hey, I don't have many song requests left from my members. Members, get in there, hashtag some song requests so I can get those played and shout you out in the videos. I do have a few non-member requests left to take up, so I'll get to those over the weekend or next week. That's it, ladies and gents. Have a great weekend. That's my 2 Satoshis. We out of here, people. Holla. So you ain't gotta get all extremely too personal on your outlook.